Morning, everyone. Today we're going to get started in Malasana or yogi squat. You can either take the full expression of Malasana, or if you want a more supported version for today, you can take a block and put it underneath your glutes. We'll push the outsides of our elbows into our knees to help open up the hips a little bit further, keeping a nice tall spine here. We'll gently close down the eyes, starting to deepen the breath. Sometimes in the morning, I like to create a list of things that I'm grateful for. So for example, I would say, I'm grateful for allowing myself to grow. I'm thankful for being able to wake up this morning. I'm grateful for the ability to walk, and so much more. So as you sit here in your Malasana, maybe list at least 5 things that you're grateful for, just for today. If you like, you can also set an intention for today's practice. Blink open the eyes. Remove any prop if you had it. Coming into Thunderbolt pose, we'll take some kneeling cat-cows. We'll bring the arms to cactus. Inhale to bring the chest up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the forearms together and look towards the belly button. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, flex the spine. Inhale, bring the shoulder blades together. Exhale, push the shoulder blades away. Take a few more rounds here to your own breath. Two more rounds. After your second round, you can come back to a neutral position. We'll inhale to lift the arms up and over the head. Exhale, place the left hand on the floor and lean over, getting a nice lateral stretch on the right side body. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, place the right hand on the floor and lean over, this time getting a stretch in the left side body. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, plant the hands and come into tabletop position. Keeping the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hip bones. We'll inhale to lift the right arm. Exhale, thread it underneath the left, coming in to thread the needle. Option to tent the left fingertips, maybe even walking them to the front of the mat. If you like to do a half bind, you can lift the left arm up and around the spine, grabbing onto the right hip crease. If you'd like to challenge yourself, you can come into balancing, thread the needle here, by extending the left leg long on the mat, and keeping the hips square, you'll lift that left foot off the floor. Release the left foot back down. We'll unravel the bind if you took it. Inhale, lift that right arm up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. Maybe tenting those right fingertips, walking them to the front of the mat. Option for that half bind here by rotating the right arm around the spine, grabbing onto the left hip crease. If you want to go a little further, extend that right leg back. Keep the hips nice and square, and then lift the right leg, squeezing the glute, flexing the foot. Release that right leg. Unravel the arm if you took the bind. Inhale to lift that left arm up. Exhale, release it to the mat. We'll walk our fingers and our hands to the front of the mat and push yourself back into a downward facing dog. Making sure to pedal out the feet by straightening one leg at a time. Pushing through the thumbs and the pointer fingers. And come into your expression of downward facing dog. We'll take 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A or Sunflower A here. We'll inhale to walk to the front of the mat. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Maybe your first forward fold is with bent knees. Inhale to Ardha Uttanasana, half lift, keeping the spine nice and flat. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, slowly rise up, bringing the arms up towards the ears. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer, and then down to your side for Tadasana. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, and we'll take our first vinyasa here. We'll inhale to rock forward. Exhale, bend the arms, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale, pushing it back into downward facing dog. We'll inhale to step or hop to the front of the mat. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rolling up the spine, arms extend over the head. Exhale, hands through prayer for Tadasana. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, and take a vinyasa. Last round here. We'll inhale to step or hop to the front of the mat. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, Uddha. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, and take a vinyasa. We'll inhale to lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, plant the foot in between the hands, adjusting the foot as needed. We'll pivot the back foot so it's parallel with the back of the mat. Coming into our 𝑽𝒊𝒏𝒚𝒂𝒔𝒂 to warrior two. Keeping that right knee nice and bent. The arms in a T shape. Your gaze is over your right middle finger. As you exhale, we'll cartwheel the arms to the front of the mat. Step the right foot to meet the left and take a vinyasa. Inhale that right leg up and back. Exhale, plant the foot in between the hands. Coming back into our ∞ two. Option to stay here in your ∞ two, or you can come into a bind with me. We'll bring the right arm underneath the right leg. We'll wrap the left arm around the spine. Option to either stay here in a half bind, holding onto the right hip crease with the left hand, or you can fully bring that right arm behind you and clasp the hands behind the spine. Keeping the shoulder, the chest nice and extended here. As you exhale, we'll release the bind, plant the hands down, step the right foot to meet the left, and take a vinyasa. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, plant the foot in between the hands. Coming back into our ∞ two for only a brief moment. Making your way back into the bind in any form that feels good for you. Finding our humble warrior here. We'll inhale to release the bind and straighten that front leg. And as we exhale, we'll bring the hands to prayer, bending the back leg, coming into Skandasana or Surfer's Lunge. Having the hands either in prayer or having the fingertips on the mat for some added support. Feeling a deep stretch in the inner thighs. We'll inhale to slowly walk the hands to the to meet the left, and we'll take a vinyasa here. Inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, plant the foot in between the hands. Pivot the back foot so it's parallel with the back of the mat. Extending the arms long, coming into our 𝑽𝒊𝒏𝒚𝒂𝒔𝒂 on the second side. Keeping the arms in alignment with one another, not having the back arm drop. The gaze is over the left middle finger. We'll exhale to cartwheel the arms to the front of the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right and take a vinyasa here. Inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Step the foot in between the hands. Coming back to our 𝑽𝒊𝒏𝒚𝒂𝒔𝒂. We'll come into humble warrior again here. Option to take a half bind or the full expression. This time wrapping the right arm around the spine, grabbing onto the left hip crease. And then wrapping the left arm underneath the leg and clasping the hands for the full variation. Keeping this chest nice and open here. We'll slowly release the bind. Plant the hands at the front of the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right. And we'll take a vinyasa. Inhale to lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot to the front of the mat. Pivot the back foot, coming back into our warrior two, only briefly. We'll make our way back into humble warrior. Inhale to release the bind, straighten that front leg. Bring the hands to prayer, and we'll bend that back knee, coming into Skandasana at the back of the mat. Again, option to have the fingertips on the mat for some added support. Keeping the knee pointed up towards the ceiling and the toes nice and flexed. Inhale to walk the hands back to the front of the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right and take a vinyasa here. We'll inhale to lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, place the foot in between the hands. And as slowly as you can, we'll rise up into our high crescent lunge. From here, we'll take some knee taps. We'll exhale to release the left knee down to the mat. Inhale to come back up for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release the knee down to the mat, coming into your Anjaneyasana low lunge. Making sure that the front knee is over the right ankle. Feeling a deep stretch in that left hip flexor. We'll exhale, straighten the front leg, coming into half split, stretching out those hamstrings and the calves. We'll inhale back to Anjaneyasana, maybe taking a slight back bend here. Exhale, half split. Inhale back to Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half split. Inhale to bring the hands back to the front of the mat. We'll step both feet back and take a vinyasa. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, plant the foot at the front of the mat. Coming back into our high crescent lunge. We'll inhale to straighten the front leg. We'll come onto a flat foot on the left foot, grabbing any blocks that you may need. And as we exhale, we'll lean forward, keeping a nice flat back. Maybe finding those blocks underneath your hands, coming into pyramid pose. Really feeling a stretch in the calves and the hamstrings. Trying to keep that back as flat as possible. And if it's in your practice, maybe you can even bring your nose to your knee. If not, it's perfectly okay. Just keep the back nice and flat. As long as you're feeling a stretch in the hamstrings, that's okay. We'll inhale to push off that back foot, either keeping the hands on the blocks or placing them on the mat in front of you. We'll lift that back leg up as high as you can by squeezing the glutes, finding our standing splits here. Exhale, release the back leg down to the mat, moving any props out of your way. We'll plant the hands, step the foot back, and take a vinyasa. We'll inhale to step or hop into our malasana or yogi squat. Option to stay here in malasana, or you can join me in taking bird of paradise for today. If you're taking bird of paradise, we'll come to a half squatted position. We'll come onto the toes of the right foot, and we'll find our full bind here by wrapping the left arm around the spine, bringing the right arm underneath the leg, clasping the hands. And we'll slowly shift the weight into the left foot as we lift the right leg up for our bird of paradise. Option to keep the knee nice and bent, or you can straighten the leg as much as you can without jeopardizing the spine. When you're done playing, you can slowly bring that right leg back to the mat. Coming back into our yogi squat. Really opening up the hips here. We'll plant the hands at the front of the mat, step both feet back, and take a vinyasa. Inhale to lift the left leg up and back. 𝑽𝒊𝒏𝒚𝒂𝒔𝒂, low lunge. This time feeling the stretch in the right hip flexor. We'll exhale to straighten that front leg, folding over, finding our half split. Inhale back up to Anjaneyasana, maybe finding a gentle back bend here. Exhale, half split. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half split. Inhale to walk the hands back to the front of the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right and take a vinyasa here. Inhale to lift that left leg up and back. Exhale, plant the foot at the front of the mat. Rising back up into our high crescent lunge. We'll inhale to straighten that front leg, coming onto a flat back foot, grabbing any props that you may need. And on your next exhale, we'll keep a flat spine as we lean forward, finding the blocks underneath your hands, coming into pyramid pose on the second side. Keeping that back nice and flat. We'll inhale to push off that back foot, bringing the hands to blocks or to the mat. Squeezing the glutes and lifting that right leg a little bit higher for our standing splits. We'll exhale to slowly release that right leg back to the mat, moving the props out of our way. We'll plant the hands, step the left foot back to meet the right, and take a vinyasa. We'll inhale to step or hop into our yogi squat. Again, option to stay here in your yogi squat, or you can come take bird of paradise with me on the second side. We'll start by coming into that half squat here. Then we'll come onto the left tippy toes. We'll reach that right arm around the spine, shoving the left arm underneath the leg, clasping the hands, slowly shift the weight into the right foot, and lift the left leg up, straightening that right leg for our bird of paradise on the second side. Again, option to straighten the left leg if that's in your practice. We'll slowly release the leg back down to the mat, unraveling the bind, coming back into our malasana. Plant the hands at the front of the mat, step both feet back, and we'll take our last vinyasa of the day here. From your down dog, we'll make our way into a seated position. We'll straighten the right leg long on the mat, and we'll hug the left leg into our chest. And then we'll drop that left knee out to the side of the mat, Coming into Janu. We'll inhale the arms up and over our head. Exhale, folding over that right leg, grabbing onto the foot, the ankle, or the calf. Slowly begin to deepen the breath. Pulling the tummy in to help you fold a little bit deeper. Slowly release the grip. As you inhale, we'll walk back up. We'll extend the left leg long on the mat, hugging in the right knee, and then dropping the knee off to the side of the mat. Inhale the arms up and over the head. Exhale, folding over that left leg. Noticing here that one leg may be more flexible than the other. We'll inhale to slowly walk our way back up. This time, bringing both legs straight on the mat, coming into staff pose, finding that L shape with the body, keeping the spine nice and long. We'll inhale the arms up and over the head. Exhale, folding over both legs. Again, bringing the stomach in towards the spine, allowing yourself to fold a little bit deeper. Inhale to slowly walk your way back up. Maybe shaking out the legs here. Then adjusting your seat on your mat, making sure you have room to lay back. We'll come into happy baby by keeping the spine nice and flat on the mat, lifting the legs up, bringing the arms in between the legs, grabbing onto the outsides of the feet, actively pushing the feet up towards the ceiling as you're pulling the feet down with your hands, trying to bring the knees closer to the floor. If it feels good for you, you can rock your happy baby from side to side. Maybe straightening one leg and then the other. You can take any final movements you need here before setting up for your Shavasana. When you're ready, let the legs fall wide on the mat, bringing the arms off the mat with the palms facing up for receiving. We'll push the back of our head into the mat, lifting the chest, roll the shoulder blades together on the spine, and then gently release back down. Closing the eyes here. Having deep breaths and slowing down the mind. Noticing if you're clenching any body parts or the jaw. And then slowly release that tension. Slowly begin to bring gentle movements back into the body by wiggling the fingers and the toes. Rolling out the wrists and the ankles. Going one way and then the other. We'll inhale the arms up and over the head, pointing the feet, finding a nice good morning stretch. And as you exhale, we'll bring the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a nice hug. Thanking your body for everything it provides for you. On your next exhale, we'll roll onto the right side, coming into a fetal position. Keeping the eyes closed, we'll push off that left hand to come up to a seated position. Inhale the arms up and over the head. Exhale, bring them to prayer. Maybe for the next week, as you wake up in the morning, try to create that list of 5 things you're grateful for. Thank you so much for joining me on your mat today. One of the hardest things is just to show up to the mat. And you were able to do that today. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale out through the mouth. Namaste.